Voice recording, there's no face, okay?
Yeah.
Right, let me see what I get. Ooh. Now I have a lady stepping forward. Are you connected to somebody out there who's getting a reading?
Yeah.
Right? Because I feel this lady is with both of you two.
Right.
Right? I'm trying to get her closer. Who are you? Can't quite get her name yet. You don't tell me anything, by the way. You know how it works, don't you?
Yeah. I think I do, yeah.
You don't. All you say is yes, no, maybe, or verify something if I ask it. Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's a J. That's all I've got at the minute. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I've got that. I've got a J. That's fine. And she's stepping forward. I feel like if she was here at the minute, my lovely, she'd be kicking your ass for something. Because there's something you've said that you're going to do or you want to do. And because you've put everybody else before yourself, you haven't done it.
Mm.
And I need to tell you, it's your time, you need to do it. I'm also being drawn, she's drawn me to a younger one. So do you have children?
No.
Do you have any children you're connected with? Because I've got a younger one under you who she's drawn me to, who you're connected with. And I feel it's a little girl, so it could be a friend or something, but I do feel you're connected to a little girl quite strongly. But I also feel that this little girl is having a bit of a tough time at the minute. Yeah. Now, I don't know if it's school, whatever, I just feel like there's a bit of a tough time, and I feel like emotions are all over, and I feel like people are banging heads against a brick wall because nothing's going forward. And I just feel like this little girl's going to start to confide in you a bit more.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right, what are you giving me? Right, for some reason I have now got loads of dogs around my legs, so I don't know if you've got one or if it's other people's, but I have dogs around my legs.
Right.
If you come a bit closer instead of being nosy, I might get you. Come a bit closer. It's about...
Yeah.
Having a good sniff.
Yeah.
Like to have a good sniff and a sniff around your feet and everything.
Yeah.
It's about that.
Yeah.
So it is energy. So there you go, your dogs come through.
Oh.
The stuff I get on. I wanted to read in an open circle and I went, whoa! And they were like, what's that? I said, didn't anybody else say that racehorse behind me? They were like, no. I was like, right, okay. Right. Do you have a child in spirit?
What does that mean?
No. A baby in spirit? No. Is there a baby around you in spirit?
I would say yes.
Right, because I feel like there's a child in spirit connected to you somehow. And I feel like, sounds random, but this child, if you're having a bit of a crap time and you're having what we call a sofa day.
Yeah.
Right. This child comes up to you and is like strokes your hair and he says, it's all right. And I feel like he looks out for you.
I have felt like my hair, yeah.
They're touching your hair, like they're touching my hair. And that's what they're doing, they're looking out for you.
Oh.
Right. I also get the feeling that there's somebody around you who's not all what they're seeing.
Right.
You've got a feeling about a person.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying it much more because at the end of the day, it's not my business, it's your business. I'm just a channel. Right?
Yeah.
So, but I do get the feeling that you've got a feeling about a person. And you're wondering, am I right? Am I exaggerating? Is it really happening? Is this... I need to tell you to follow your gut, not your heart.
Right.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
That's what she's telling me. I need to give it to you.
Right.
Do you understand another female in spirit world? And I'm going to say, I don't know how old, but I'm nearly 50, so I'm going to say she was a bit younger than me when she passed over, possibly to some kind of... It could be breast cancer or something like that, because I've got it like... It sounds mad, but I've got like pain around here.
I would say yes or no.
I am a bit worried about giving off health ailments because I've got that much going on myself at the minute.
Oh.
But I do feel like it is something to do with here.
Right.
So it could have been somewhere else and spread. I don't know, but I'm being really drawn to around here. And she's definitely knew who you were. I feel like the lady who's passed over could have been a carer, a nurse on them lines, because I feel like it's like, you know, them uniform things.
Yeah.
I'm being drawn to like a white uniform. So if it doesn't make sense now,
No.
if it doesn't make sense, as I said, we're recording it, you can always listen back.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
sometimes when we've had a little bit of the sauce, my darling, we don't click. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's all it is.
I've had about
she's-
3 mouthfuls or
I'm pissed after that. But she's making me aware that she knew you. You might not even
Right.
know her that well, but sometimes when we get spirit through, when I do this, I can get people from years ago
Right.
who you might think I didn't know, and then you might think when you get home, oh, you know, my friend so-and-so's friend.
Yeah.
It could be for somebody you know, but I do feel she knows you as well. She's coming forward just to acknowledge you and let you know that she's okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now, before I started this, we were sat in the summer house, and I know, I'm not going to say her name, but Aunt's mum,
Yeah.
who's got every ailment going, God love her soul. I'm
Yeah,
not saying too much more. Mentioned the word diabetes.
Yeah.
Are you connected to somebody with diabetes?
Yeah.
Because my mouth has gone as dry as a bird's cage.
Yeah.
And I feel I need to give it to you, but I also feel with you, I'm not saying you've got diabetes, I don't predict and I can't do that,
Yeah.
but I do feel like you're getting a dry mouth lately. I also feel like you're quite lethargic. I also feel like you're quite worn. I feel like somebody's put 50 bricks on your shoulders and you're stood there and you're thinking, where do I start to take them off?
Yeah.
And that's what they're drawing me to, that's fine. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fine, as long as you know where I'm going with it. I also know you've got anxiety because I've got anxiety, they've put it on me. So I know you've got anxiety at the minute, and I feel like once you can start releasing them bricks one by one, the anxiety will start to lift. But I also feel you're a person who overthinks, and you overthink a situation, so you don't process properly. So I'm not saying you're retarded or anything, please don't think I am.
Yeah.
But what I mean by that is somebody might say something to you and then 5 minutes later something else, but because you haven't processed or understood the first thing that you need to be doing really, or done it, you're trying to do the second thing at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like, no, what you need to be doing. She's like, tell her this. I'm like, all right. Shut your fucking thing. Stop blowing the candles. You know what I mean, missus? The candles blow, ignore them, because it is spirit. Spirit do sometimes move the candles.
Right.
But I do feel like you need to step back one at a time.
Yeah.
Do things one at a time. And I also need to tell you from her that you are a priority. Not everybody else around you, and this is why everything's going ba 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 ba, and it's like boom.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I also need to tell you that you've seen something jewellery wise, and you like it, because she's telling me you've seen something. I don't know what it is, but I do feel you've seen something in the jewellery kind of sense, like a bracelet or a ring or something like that. And I feel like you need to get it for yourself.
Right.
To lift yourself up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I also need to give you, if I had one, I'll actually give you it. I want to give you a healing crystal, because I feel like crystals for you are good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've got them in your house,
No,
but I feel like crystals for you are good. I feel like if you had crystals around your house, it might, I'm not saying it will help, but it might help. Like, lift you a bit and help you process more and heal, because I feel like you've got ailments going on, physical ailments going on at the minute, and I just feel like you're getting nowhere with it. It's like you're phoning a doctor, you can't get through. You're trying to get hold of somebody else, you can't get through. Or when you do get through to the doctors, it's a case of you might have, I don't know what it is with you, but for some reason it's the bottom of my legs. I'm starting pain in the bottom of my legs, right? And I feel like when you're being fobbed off, it's like, oh, it's all right, it's just this and that, take that. But I feel like you need to keep going with it. I'm not saying it's anything major, and I'm not going to say that it's going to be life-threatening, but I do feel like a lot of your physical is portraying on your emotional as well. Because you're that much in pain, it's like, it gets you, and I know it does. That's what I'm getting for you. I feel like the month of March for you is relevant. I don't know if it's a birthday or whatever, but I need to give you the month of March, okay? It's absolutely fine. Is your mum out there?
Well, she either is or she's turning off, yeah.
Right, because I want to give from this lady a love heart to your mum. It's like she's waiting for her.
Right.
Okay, does that
Yeah,
make sense?
yeah,
I need to give a love heart to your mum.
Yeah.
I feel like she's waiting for her.
Yeah.
Do you know the name Sharon comes in?
Yeah.
I need to acknowledge the name Sharon.
Yeah.
Did this lady get the pink flowers?
I don't know.
I feel like I need to give you pink flowers from her. She's had pink flowers given to her. I have to give them back as a thank you. So I don't know if it's Mother's Day or something. Somebody's bought her some flowers and put them somewhere or in the garden and whatever. I don't know, but I feel like there's pink flowers involved with this lady and I need to give you the pink flowers.
Right.
Do you know who Brian is?
Yeah.
Because he's a gobshite and all, God bless his soul, because he's just stepped forward with Brian. I don't want your name, darling, I want the lady's name, but we'll hopefully get that as we go, because I know you two are sticking around for somebody and I think it's your mum.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely got a Brian.
Yeah.
Definitely got a Brian. He went first.
Yeah.
He went first,
Yeah,
didn't he? Because
yeah.
he took her over, he waited for her. He did, but he said he liked the peace before she got there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
God bless him. Bless him.
Could be my mum.
Well, he stepped forward just as somebody's turned up.
Yeah.
I also feel this lady would like, if she came in here, she'd be really happy because it's lovely, tidy, clean and well presented.
Yeah.
But I feel like if she went somewhere and it wasn't, she'd say something. Bless her. Right, what I'm going to do now, my darling, is I'm going to give you 3 cards.
Right.
Not literally give you them, but, you know, like I'm going to,
Yeah.
Spirit are going to draw you 3 cards.
Right.
And I read them. I don't read them as what's on the card or anything like that. I just feel for them. And I read them as I get them from Spirit,
Yeah.
what they give me. Then I photograph them at the end of the reading, and what I do is, after I've done it all, tomorrow I'll upload them all and I'll send them to Adam or Billy. And
Yeah.
then they'll send them on to you. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know who you are, sweet cheek, so I'm not going to do a Facebook search or anything because
Right.
I'm not... Sorry, it's just like I know I've got Billy, so I'm like I might as well just send them across, and then they can send them to you.
Yeah.
I'm going for a naughty fag after I've done yours anyway. 2. Right, do that again because you've just put something on my hand, you prat. Did he get hold of your hand like that? When he was here, did he sort of like, if he wanted your attention, did he get your hand? It's definitely him that's got my hand because when I went like that, he went like that and got my hand.
Right.
And I was like, oh, you brat. I'm going to keep this link going, obviously, because I know that they're wanting somebody else. Your first card, my darling, Angel of the Night Sky. I do feel when you're at night, when it's night time for you, what I'm picking up is I feel like sometimes you do have trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're a bit of one of these people who fidgets in your sleep as well.
Yeah.
But I also feel like you get therapy from the moon. It's like if you were sat outside at night in the garden or wherever and the moon was out and the stars were out and it was silent, I feel you'd take therapy from that. It'd relax you, and I just feel like you're a bit of a night bird deep down, even though you don't feel you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else you giving me from that card? What else you giving me? Right. Was it you that used to wave at the man in the moon?
I don't know.
Because I feel like I've got an image of somebody young, a
Right.
female when they were young, and they're waving at the man in the moon, and they stood with somebody outside before they went to bed on the night and they're waving at the man in the moon.
I don't know.
you might ask your mum. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, but I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
feel that could be relevant. So, your next card, Angel of Solitude. I feel this card has been drawn for you because I do feel you sometimes do like being on your own and, you know, you like your own company.
Yeah.
But I also feel you're quite lonely.
Yeah.
And I feel you're a person who could sit up there in that summer house with all them people and you feel lonely and you feel like the only person in the world. And I believe this goes to what's going on emotional-wise and what's going on in your life at the minute.
Yeah.
Because what she's giving me is, I don't know what's going on, my darling. I'm a channel. I don't know. It's not my business.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do feel like there's something going on that people don't know.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's affecting your emotions, but I feel like you don't want to talk about it yet. You're not ready to discuss this yet. But I feel like because of what's going on, because you're not talking about it, it's making you feel like you are alone in this and you don't know what to do or where to go.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
It does.
That's why she's drawing that card. She's acknowledging it. Your last card, Angel of Inspiration. You don't realise it yet because of how you're feeling about yourself, but you are going to inspire people. I believe there's something you're really good at. Everybody's got something they're good at. Everybody's got a talent. I don't care what it is, even if it's just washing up. Everybody has got a talent.
Yeah.
But I feel with you, I want to give you crafts, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you do it or you spoke about this, but I want to give you crafts. And I feel when you were younger, she's taking me back and I want to give you colour by numbers when you were younger. You used to colour in a lot, colouring books and colouring and in the lines and stuff. And she's making me feel like you're a perfectionist because if you went over a line, you would stop that, you would go on to the next one and you would start again in that book. And there was lots of colouring books of yours and things like that weren't completed because you went over the lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just what she's giving me.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to give you the crafty side of things because I feel like you're going to help other people come out of their shells. But you can't do this until you come out of your shell. You've got to break your shell and you've got to come out of your shell.
Right.
And you're going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, shut up, it's easier said than done. I know that. I'm in the same position. I know that. But you will learn a way of how to come out of your shell. Just excuse me while I have a drink.
Sorry.
When I do this, I get a mouth like a bird cage on the street. Right. What else are you giving me for that card? There's somebody around you as well that looks up to you more than you realise they do.
Right.
And there's somebody who talks to you about their issues and you just feel like you're being a friend or something and you're talking to them. But what you don't realise is you've helped them so much emotionally and everything, and you don't see that. You've got what I would call, it's like a healing thing about you.
Right.
You don't realise you've got this, and this is what I'm giving it to you as well, because you can sit with somebody in a room and you can help that person by talking to them, by looking at them, by just being with them, and you lift them. But what you need to do is, this is what she's telling me, you need to start lifting yourself as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like I want to give you a pad and I want to give you a pen and I want to tell you to write stuff down.
Right.
Because I feel like you don't. You might have, I'm not going on appointments here, I'm going on feelings, because I feel like there's things going on in your head and sometimes it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And even she's like, tell her, just ask her, I'm telling her. And I feel like she's quite bossy, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I just want to tell you to get a pad and a pen. I want to just tell you to write feelings down, write down things. Because when you start doing that, things start lifting off you and then she'll help lift the bricks off you.
Yeah.
That's what she's making me feel. Right, what do you have to say? The male's coming. Is it Brian? Are you coming forward? Can't call him Brian because I don't know him. Right, it's Brian. It's fine. Play that game if you want. Come forward. Did you used to help him in the garden when you were little?
Yeah.
Because he's given me a garden and I feel like I want to put you in a garden.
Yeah.
And he's acknowledging that. That's a memory. He's given me the garden, that you used to help him in the garden. What else you giving me for her? You just go get fish and chips?
Yeah.
Because I want to give you fish and chips because he's handing me something and I can smell the fish and chips and I'm starting to get starving now. Thanks for that, Brian. Yeah, I want to give you, is acknowledging the fish and chips I need to give you them, but what he's giving me is fish and chips on newspaper.
Yeah.
It's the proper newspaper, I need to
Yeah.
give you them. And the paper was soaked to vinegar.
Right. Yeah.
You were the favourite, weren't you?
No.
You sure? Because he had a soft spot for you.
Yeah, he did.
He
did,
really
yeah.
has a soft spot for you.
Yeah.
He really did. But I feel like it was your friend, not just who he is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really do believe that, and I feel like you helped him more than what you realised as well. It was like, I know he helped you with a lot of things, and that's what relatives do and they do. But I feel you helped him as well.
Right.
Because even just that little bit of time in the garden, you gave him your time.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted. He didn't want people to spend money on him and stuff. He wanted time.
Yeah.
And he wanted, and that's what he said, and that's why he's giving me the watch for the time, because you gave him your time.
Yeah.
And that's what he's thankful for. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. And he says, when Christmas comes and you put your tree up, don't worry if your baubles move, because they're just like flicking them to let you where they're there.
Right.
So I don't know if you've noticed it.
No. But I will be watching out.
Yeah. Don't wish Christmas, for God's sake. We've just got the like nightmare, do you know what I mean? Give us a break. But I need to give you it. That's what they've given me.
Yeah.
What else are you giving me? She also makes me aware that there's an appointment coming up for you, and I don't know what it is or anything, but I know there's something booked in for you.
Yeah.
And she says, stop bloody worrying about it and stop overthinking.
Right.
Her energy will be with you, and I do feel on that particular day you'll feel her energy. You'll feel that she's with you, and you'll have a bit more strength and a bit more confidence to do it. I genuinely do believe that. She's forced to be reckoned with, isn't she?
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't name a bloody hurricane after her, do you know what I mean? Sorry, I just say it as it is. Sometimes I get in trouble. What else are you giving me? I need to tell you to get your eyes tested. Stop going on about it and get them done.
Yeah. Yeah, I've mentioned it actually.
Right, because she's like that. Tell her. And I'm like, God's sake. Why do I have to do the bollocking? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what she's telling me, your eyes.
Yeah.
I'm asking her to leave you something from spirit as like a psychic thing for you, so you know that they're around, and she's just drawn me back to crystals for you. So I need to say to you, she's leaving you a crystal, and the crystals that I've got in my mind's eye from her to you, it's like a baby pink crystal,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
So that basically what that says is, if you're out and about and you see anything and you're drawn to it, buy it for yourself.
Right.
And Nana's blessings with it.
Yeah.
Because that's who she is. Because she just said, tell her it's Nana's blessing.
Oh.
Right, all right, Nana. So I'm going to stop this recording.
Yeah.